Most car makers build their cars on a platform. So what is a platform? Well, to put it simply, imagine a base frame where they have actually decided where to put the wheels and where to put the engine and transmission and the steering wheel. And from this platform, they build the rest of the car. Car makers may have more than one platform. For example, they build one car and they have one platform. Then later they want to build another car and let's make another platform. So they have two, and so on and so forth. Well, this is actually a historical progression, but it's very common amongst car makers to have different platforms. Toyota recently introduced an exciting new platform that is making waves in the market. It's called the TNGA, or Toyota New Global Architecture. We first saw it here in the Toyota CHR and later in the Toyota Camry. And for your information, both of these cars are on our video list. Another addition to the list of cars that have the TNGA platform is the Corolla. Let's take a quick look at what the TNGA platform is and how it can benefit us. Think of it as a kind of a modular structure where you can make it longer or shorter, make it wider or narrower, or make it higher or lower, depending on what car you want to make. So technically, you can make a Yaris, a Corolla, a Camry, and a RAV4 all using the same platform. And because they share a lot of common parts, you can actually have them assembled on the same assembly line. So, Toyota's TNGA objective is to streamline production and reduce costs. And the benefit to us? Well, when you order a car, you can get more competitive pricing and shorter waiting time. But hey guys, don't get me wrong. TNGA is not just about streamlining production. It's about improving the overall performance of the car and also to give you better looking cars. Toyota built the TNGA based on three pillars: agility, stability, and visibility. So how does that benefit us? What do we get out of it? Well, to put it very simply, you get better cars. You get cars that drive better, cars that are comfortable, cars that can corner, and cars that are agile. And on top of that, in terms of visibility, you can see so much more outside your windows. Let's drill down to the features that make up these benefits. One of the unique features that differentiates TNGA from the others is the fact that it uses double wishbone suspension at the rear. And this optimizes cornering performance. So as you know, wishbones act like a parallelogram. So when the suspension moves up or down, especially around a corner, the contact patch of the tire remains consistent. This means you get more grip around the corners. So when you take a corner, your car feels more agile, and this inspires confidence. And of course, it also makes your driving less stressful. In addition to the double wishbones, this new body is also 60% more rigid than the previous one. This means there's less flex in the body, and this allows the suspension to work even better. So that is why with TNGA, you can get a car that handles well yet is comfortable. In conventional settings, car makers can also make the car handle just as well. But in order to do that, they have to make the suspension a lot stiffer in order to reduce the movement of the suspension during cornering. So whilst they can get the car to handle, the sacrifice is of course ride comfort, which actually goes out the window. Let's take a real life example. This car handles pretty well, but it's really uncomfortable. You can see from the footage, the road is straight, but it's really shaky. Imagine yourself having to ride in this car for a long journey. Tak boleh lah. I have the same camera set up for this Corolla, cruising on the same road. Can you see the difference? The footage is relatively steady and the ride is very comfortable. So, which one do you prefer? So what does all this translate to? This means the new TNGA system provides good handling without having to sacrifice comfort. And so you can actually drive this car fast if you want to, and yet be comfortable. For me, this would be a car that my wife would love. She doesn't like stiff suspension. TNGA cars are built with a low center of gravity. Together with a highly rigid body, flex is reduced and also rollover risk is reduced. It's very simple. The higher a car is, the easier it is to tip over. So if you're sitting really low down, even if you're going fast or even if you hit a curb, you are less likely to tip over compared to a car that has a higher center of gravity. Back to the chassis, which we said was 60% more rigid than the previous version. Well, a chassis is like the foundation or base of the car. The stronger the foundation, the more stable and durable is the car. It's just like people. A big-sized guy looks stable and grounded, whereas a skinny guy can be blown away by the wind anytime. So it's likely this car won't be blown off so easily, even if you drive fast, like YS Khong. It's really fast and stable. Visibility is improved because of a much lower bonnet and also a lowered hood line. So you can see over here very nicely. And in addition, they have made this A-pillar much slimmer. And if you look here, you can see a little quarter glass here. And you can see even things that are there. And this used to be blocked by the wing mirror, but what they've done is they moved the wing mirror slightly back and down. So now your overall visibility is much improved. Lastly, besides performance and handling, we also care about how the car looks, right? Well, people have always been saying that Toyota is popular because of its durability. You always hear about people saying the car tahan lama. TNGA has allowed the designers to take on more styling cues and come up with a much better looking car. So looking at this Corolla, and even though looks are very subjective, you might add that this one is starting to look much younger. No more uncle look, right? Okay, we've been driving this car quite a bit around for the last couple of days trying to check out what is TNGA, and let's just summarize. TNGA has three pillars. It is agility, stability, and also visibility. So let's take visibility out of the equation very quickly because it's in the body and all the extra things they've done to make your visibility better. If you ask me what TNGA is really about, I would say it's all about the ride. And why do I say that? It's because of the arrangement of the chassis with the McPherson struts in the front and the double wishbones at the back. And let's compare to normal cars. In terms of handling, there are a lot of cars that can handle very well. The only problem with handling well is that you have to suffer with what you call stiff suspension. So for the 10% that you are driving fast, you enjoy the suspension, and then 90% of the time you are struggling because it's just too hard. Well, the TNGA platform is a little bit different. Because of this unique arrangement and of course a very stiff chassis, you can afford to go a lot softer on the suspension. You can drive and enjoy yourself 100% of the time. You know why? Because the ride is comfortable when you are going slow, and when you are going fast and you're cornering, it will still corner as well as the car with a hard suspension, but it's a lot more comfortable. And this is what TNGA is all about. And so guys, thanks very much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do, right? So till we meet again, bye bye.